meet your greatness.
Ringo Starr recently cleared up some of the most enduring myths about the Beatles,
which I think is a natural thing, suddenly.
and in doing so, offered a rare glimpse into the heart of a band that changed music forever. From backstage tensions to the decision that changed his life, Ringo reflects on those wild, unforgettable years with honesty, humor, and gratitude. It's the kind of perspective only time and a lot of miles can give. There have long been rumors that the Beatles didn't get along, that they were constantly at odds. Ringo doesn't sugarcoat the truth. Yes, there were arguments. They were four strong personalities. But no matter how tense things got, the music always came first. "We had rows," he said, "but once the counting started, we all gave our best." That unity, when it mattered most, was what made the Beatles so enduring. As time passed and their personal lives evolved, the effort it took to keep the momentum going began to wear on them.
We've got lives, and I've got children, and,
They were no longer just bandmates. They were husbands, fathers, individuals with different needs. Ringo gives Paul McCartney credit for keeping them working. "Because of Paul, we made a lot more records than John and I would have. Paul was the workaholic of the band." Ringo has been on this path since 1960, when he walked away from factory work to follow music full-time.
From 1960, when I left the factory,
He's still going, still touring, still recording. Through it all, he's managed to stay grounded. He's watched many stars lose their way, lose their sense of self. He hasn't, and he knows why. "It's where we came from," he explains. "The Beatles kept each other in check. If one of them started getting a big head, the others would bring him right back down. That unspoken honesty between them kept them real, even when the world went mad around them." He recalls the time they met Elvis Presley, and how, despite the entourage, Elvis seemed alone.
I really thought, how sad he's on his own.
"I had 3 great mates," Ringo said. "That made all the difference." When asked about talent and hard work, Ringo admits he was never a fan of practicing. "I hated it. I tried it once, sitting alone upstairs with my kit. It was the most boring thing ever." Instead, he learned by doing, by playing in bands with other young musicians in Liverpool. "We weren't all great players," he said, "but we were all learning." His start in music came in the basement of a factory, playing lunchtime sets with friends using makeshift instruments. That early environment, raw, real, and full of energy, shaped the way he'd approach music for the rest of his life. Then came the turning point. The decision to leave Rory Storm and the Hurricanes, a popular group at the time, to join a lesser-known band called the Beatles. Ringo had seen them perform in Hamburg and was drawn to John, Paul, and George. "I loved that front line," he said. He'd often finish his own gigs and stick around to watch them play. So when they asked him to join, he didn't hesitate. Others questioned the move, but to him, it just felt right. Even before those days, Ringo had a deep love for music. From blues to country, he soaked up everything, but not in the way you'd expect. "I didn't focus on the drummers," he said. "I listened to the whole sound." He remembers being moved by specific musical moments, like a perfectly timed hi-hat, more than any solo. After the Beatles, Ringo didn't fade away. He carved out a solo career, then launched Ringo Starr and his All-Starr band, where he continues to perform with a rotating group of talented musicians. And despite being the namesake, he still sees himself as part of a team. "I love to be in a band," he said. "I'm a band guy." Putting that first all-star group together in 1989 was a leap of faith. He called up musicians he admired, Dr. John, Joe Walsh, Billy Preston, Clarence Clemens, and said, "Let's go." Nervous about being the leader, he even brought in 2 more drummers to play alongside him. "I was in the middle, just boogieing away," he recalled with a grin. That insecurity came from a lifetime of joining bands, not starting them. The last time he'd tried forming one on his own was in the late 50s, and it fell apart after the trumpet player could only perform When the Saints Go Marching In. Now, decades later, Ringo is still on stage, still surrounded by great musicians, and still playing the music he loves. "Life is good," he says, and coming from someone who's seen it all, that says a lot.